Tell me about your...
So I flew out there, and then Amal Easton, who I started jiu-jitsu with, and then Elliot Marshall, who run the school at Easton.
Who is the Gracie, Hensel Gracie?
Amal Easton's.
He's one of his disciples.
Oh, yeah.
When you come out of Hensel Gracie school...
Real deal.
Yeah, you got all your
real deal.
T's crossed and you're done.
Yeah.
So Shapel, a lot of different schools you can come out of with a black belt. When you come out of if you come out of Hensel Gracie school with a black belt or even a purple belt, it'd
be like getting past at the store.
So
it'd be like getting past.
So purple is right below black.
There's brown and then there's black, but
It
brown,
goes white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Oh,
yeah, but
why did I think there were more
it takes you
belts?
10 years to get a black
10 years
belt.
minimum to get black belt.
To get. God damn.
This is a guy who fought in the UFC, and they finally gave
and he told me how he had to do it, and I was like, because you haven't gotten down like that in a
I
minute.
haven't rolled like that hardcore in a hot second.
Yeah.
Now,
You
how's
right
that?
into
How's
all
that
black
go?
belts.
All honesty.
I looked at my dad. I went, I haven't rolled competitive like this in about 2 years, Dad. I said, we'll see how this goes. Tiger's watching. He's against the cage. I'm like, oh, fuck.
And so you guys
A
were
lot of
rolling.
pressure right
You
there.
We're rolling, yeah.
In other words, you still don't want to get tapped.
No, hell no. But then it's like Amal, clearly black belt. He just won Worlds, no-gi Worlds at Masters. Elliot, who's a fucking monster.
Damn.
And then Cody, who's a monster.
Yep.
Look at right here, the hunched over.
Christian,
Is that what you're
obviously
talking
the
about?
ninja, then Suskin. Well, I'm hunched over hugging my
Well,
kid.
Christian. So that guy right there, Christian Allen.
Ninja.
Which one- which
He's
one's
an
he?
actual ninja.
They get second to the right.
He's the
Second to the right?
Far right.
That guy right there is the baddest mother. Like he. Cody told me that Cody. Look at how big Cody is. He's 235.
Yep.
He kicked him in the back of the neck, and he had to sit down for an hour.
yeah.
Like that guy
He's a
can.
monster.
You know the little guy that can beat up huge guys. That's
Yes.
that guy.
He's that guy.
He's that good in that guy. And his creation in Corey Sandhagen.
Yep. And he's fighting TJ now.
That's a different.
But all those
world.
guys haven't
That
been
guy-
together, all those guys haven't been together in a hot second. They all came together for this. So, Lauren was there. Landau.
Oh yeah,
He's on the picture. Lauren was there.
love Lauren.
Head strength and conditioning coach for the Broncos.
Broncos.
Yeah, the whole squad. I got emotional, man, when they gave me my black belt. I started crying.
You did? Did you?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Because Christian was like, man, we've had some great times. I was like, oh, fuck.
You have too.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, the best.
Because when you walked in there, people should know that when you walked into that gym, you were lost.
Oh, yeah.
Football dreams shattered.
Nightmare.
You know what I mean? Like just didn't know what you were gonna do.
Nightmare.
Tried to play like some indoor shit, but like people don't realize what that is. Your whole life dedicated to something, and it goes away.
I
and then-
guess I'll try this.
Yeah.
You were explaining it to me earlier. What you said, it's like they're like, oh, you get this for 6 years or something like that.
Oh, I'd say in professional sports.
Professional
Yeah,
sports,
not about
you know, like-
jiu-jitsu, but professional sports, like,
Um,
I told Shapel, like, imagine if they went, like, this is how professional sports careers work for the most part. Like, even if you had a good career, let's say 6 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
Good career. So if someone came to you and went, all right, Bryan, from 2021 to 2027, and then after 27, you got to stop headlining. You got to figure something else out. But if you don't put all your effort into headlining, you're not going to be shit. Damn. So you can't really do a side gig because to make it as a headliner, you got to put all your effort into it.
It's fun.
So professional sports, it's like, yeah, it's, 6 years.
just fucking-
I talked to.
I
I had Bruce Gradkowski. You know Bruce. Do you know Bruce Gradkowski? Played behind Roethlisberger at Pittsburgh and played in the. He was a football
Yeah,
quarterback
for
for
Tulsa.
Toledo. Quarterback for 11
Yeah,
years.
he was
in the
good.
NFL.
Yeah, but never like the guy.
Yeah, well, he was behind some.
Yeah,
you know,
but he's good fucking player.
great talking to him
Long career.
about what the
Smartest
NFL is
guys on the
about.
field are usually the backup quarterback.
He's very
They're
smart.
really smart, but
Yes.
don't have the athleticism or the game experience as the vets.
Yeah.
Like the starters.
Just a different thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
But it was interesting to talk to him. I love talking to those guys about the ins and outs of football, like the
Yeah.
details, because I it's so intricate. There's so many things against you. If you play for 11 years, if you even make the NFL, that's why people don't realize like that in itself is
Well, like for instance, to get a black belt, less than 1% of all people who start jiu-jitsu get a black belt.
yeah.
Because it's so you gotta stick with it, man. Think about doing something for 10 years.
Yeah.
But also not as a profession. Like it's just your thing.
You're just doing it.
And
Yeah,
typically
10
you
years.
kind of have to compete in something, don't you? Typically.
It depends on the school.
Right.
My school, obviously, yeah, you gotta compete.
Yeah.
Certain like there's
That's
black
that
belts.
school
who have-
specifically, you have to.
Yes.
Well, monsters come out.
There's
of there,
black
like,
belts.
big
That
time.
There's black belts out there who have never competed.
Really?
Just like school black belts.
Why is that?
They're just gonna.
That's a choice.
They're gonna do the martial art. Like there's guys with all sorts of black belts that have never competed. Taekwondo.
And that's just a
karate.
choice.
Yeah.
Got it.
They
Okay,
just
I didn't
wanna
know
do
if
it
it was
to learn
like
the sport,
something
yeah.
against them. Okay.
To compete is like it's a full time.
But I think even to get your brown belt, it's like less than 2% get brown belt. It's just a beat. 10 years.
so when
minimum.
Yeah.
you were rolling, were you the biggest guy there?
Elliot's bigger than me.
Is he really?
Yeah.
He's bigger.
Probably. Yeah.
Was that the guy
Heavier.
in the?
Yeah. What was that like though? Did you gas?
No, I didn't. I was so
Well,
worried.
you work out all the time.
Yeah, I know. I was
And you
so
bike
worried.
a lot.
I bike a lot. So my cardio is pretty good.
And is it like riding a bike? Did it all come back?
Yeah,
or?
it did. But you know what's interesting is, jiu-jitsu now, I think Danaher, I didn't listen to it, but Danaher was on Rogan. I would assume they talked about it, but all these guys were talking about it. The game now is different. It's leg locks. Like that tunnel of leg locks, like all that leg lock shit, that's what he's like, that's what all the kids are into now. He's like, it's just a different animal.
It's a whole different thing.
All those guys are crushing it, man. Like Amal just, his name's on it and he built the school, but he's just doing his thing and then getting checks. And then Elliot runs the school, the biggest school out there. And then Christian and Cody own High Altitude Martial Arts. They own that gym. They have over 600 students now. When I left, it had, and this credit to Cody and his wife and Christian, when I left, they had 29 paying students.
Wow.
They have 600 students.
We talked to him about that. Like, he's a very good teacher.
Well, think about when he was out here, he was thinking about moving to LA. I was like, you need to open up your own school, dude. You're a great coach.
You said that because he was thinking about joining the FBI.
He's always been a great coach. Then Elliot with my son learned more in freaking 30 minutes working with Elliot than he's ever learned in his life. Wow. He's such a good coach, man.
Of course.
And then here's this guy on the right, Jeff Suskin. Again, when I was fighting, I was, just because you see that I was on TV and, my first fight was the main event, I didn't have a ton of money, man. I couldn't pay for privates. So this guy on the right, who's a black belt under far right, Jeff Suskin, would meet with me 3 to 4 times a week and do privates. Wow. 2-hour-long privates.
Wow.
Just to teach me because I had to catch up.
That's amazing.
But the first thing I learned was darts. So like me and Christian were talking about, I was only trained for like a year, but I had a world-class darts because he taught me like how to be really dangerous. I just had this knack for darts. So I'd enter the black belt competitions in the absolute and beat these black belts because I had a world-class darts. But if you asked me to do the basics like shrimp, side escape, I didn't have it. But I had a darts.
I
had a darts.
You did that to Matt Mitrione?
Yeah, I had it. Well, by the time I got to Matt, I was a legit black belt. But early on, I just had the darts.
Yeah.
But then, so Christian filled in that. But then Suskin would constantly work with me at Easton's in Denver.
I don't give a damn that you haven't done it in a minute.
No.
My only regret.
But what's crazy is as I was flying back, I text Suskin, was just like, dude, now I'm older. The amount of time and effort you put in a guy you didn't know, dude, is insane. You're one of the best people I know, dude. It's insane. Yeah. Think about that. Think about taking 2 hours of your, and he's
where would you have been too? Look at the difference he made. Like just that selfless person like that. But he saw potential in you.
And then that was and I started crying when I got my black belt. Straight up started crying, bawling.
I don't blame you.
And then Cody Donovan goes, dude, do you remember when you first came in 2007? So maybe late 2006. I came into High Altitude and I was just a big dude and there's like small guys there and I fucked this small guy up, just by accident. I got him like a guillotine. I didn't know. And he goes,
bam, bam, strength.
Yeah, and he goes, but it was Cody's friend at the time. He goes, wait till my friend fucking Cody gets here. He's going to fuck you up. I was like, oh my God, what? Then Cody walks in. Me and Cody were best friends since day one. Cody's like, what's up, dude? And we're best friends since day one. Yeah, me and Cody didn't skip a beat.
That's kind of dangerous. When a guy who's as strong as you doesn't know anything, he just go like, ah!
He was like a purple belt. He's like, wait till my friend Cody comes. He's going to fuck you up. And then Cody comes, we're best friends.
The one thing I'm sorry about is I never went down the rabbit hole of jiu-jitsu. By the time I came to it, I think I was just too old.
You're just too busy.
I was too busy.
You're busy, man.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful. It's infinite. Mm-hmm. Like it's infinite. It's an art form.
I tried it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you started. You could have done a 10th plant.
Rogan sent me there.
It's tough when Rogan recommends it for everybody.
Yeah. I know.
Especially getting shit. I disagree with him on a lot of that stuff.
Well, he was saying because he's like, because your cheer background, because you can do it off flips. Man, it's just different.
But to me, I would ask, what do you want to do?
Exactly.
Because if your goal is to learn jiu-jitsu and you're really into jiu-jitsu, do jiu-jitsu. It's going to be a 10-year process.
Yeah.
But if it's to get in shape, don't do jiu-jitsu.
And plus around the time.
Go hit mitts, go kickbox.
Around the time.
Kick a bag for 10 minutes. Let me know how you do.
Yeah. Plus around the time.
Jiu-jitsu is hard on your body, too. I mean, it can be.
It can be, but also jiu-jitsu takes a long time to get good and get fun. It does. It takes a long time.
Plus around the time he sent me to it. I didn't have any money or anything like that.
That's the other thing.
It was just like expensive. It's expensive, and I was like, don't get me wrong. Like it was pretty cool and interesting to learn. But I was just like, man, this is. I was like, I moved out here for stand up comedy. and not even like to disrespect that. I gave it a shot, but
it's just a commitment. And then you look at the pay $250 a month, probably in most schools.
You know what I did?
It's just a real big commitment. We're trying to hustle as a stand up.
Yeah, I'd have like my foot off the ground and stand up. Like, granted,
This weekend I went down the rabbit hole of John Danaher, and he gives these like talks.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Like these philosophical talks about man for a long time had to fight for survival, and once we mastered that, the need shifted to meaning, and it's really hard to find meaning.
Yeah, that's
that
why
dude's
we're fighting
deep.
all the time.
He's fucking deep.
And he's a simplest too. You know that?
He's
So he only has
a
like,
minimalist.
Yeah,
Yes,
he only
he's
has
a
like
minimalist.
one spoon, one bowl.
He wears a rash
Who's this
guard
guy?
always. John Danaher. He's got his. I think he's got his PhD. Sorry, John,
He
if I'm wrong.
wears a gi like with khakis everywhere he goes.
really,
He's got his PhD or
Like
This
that's
guy right here?
you know, Brian wears the same shit every day. He does the same. It's just the gi top.
He's always in that. Even at a wedding,
He's always in that.
he'll wear that.
So someone saw him at a bar in that.
Yeah,
That's how good
I've seen him.
That's just
Every
his
time I
world.
see him in New York, he was always. I saw him at Whole Foods
See, there
probably
he is.
5
Oh,
years
he had
ago.
a pants,
Doing an
gi top,
interview, yeah.
He's hilarious.
He was on Rogan. Oh, yeah.
It's almost like
he's
it's almost like a
savage.
unicorn.
He's a fucking all the big jiu-jitsu guys now come under him.
And where's that at? Where's he at?
Henzes.
Is
Gordon
he's
Ryan,
he's
you know,
under Henzes.
Gordon Ryan, who's just far. I was watching his
Gordon
jiu-jitsu
Ryan's
stuff.
the best of all time.
That dude taps the best in the world. Like he's moving like this. He's just like dude, like Cale Sanderson used to
That
wrestle.
Craig kid's the best.
Where's he located?
In New York.
New York.
Yeah,
Okay.
Manhattan.
Just unbelievable, man.